California Gold Rush in Plain English by Nick, Andrew, Kelsey, Emma, and Levi. In Greek mythology, King Midas was cursed with the touch of gold. Everything that he touched turned to gold. He even turned his own daughter into gold. In 1848, James Marshall more than likely felt like King Midas when he looked down into the river near the sawmill where he worked and saw a gold nugget. The California Gold Rush had boomed. People came from far and wide to try their hand at finding gold. Most were young men who didn't have much of a life out east. The people who came were called 49ers because of the year that they came, 1849. While people came from just the other side of the country, others came from the other side of the world. People came from Europe, along with many Chinese people. Some would strike it rich, while others found nothing. People would have to protect their land night and day from those who thought that the land might be better than their own. Because there was no police force, outbreaks happened often between plots of land. This happened more frequently when the search of gold was slowing. Food. When there were men that were hungry, there had to be somewhere to get it. Because demand was high, the owners of the stores jacked up the prices on common goods like eggs and flour. Eggs are $6.25 for a dozen of eggs, but if we pay what they paid for a dozen of eggs, it would cost us $161.75. Flour costs about $3.75 in the supermarket today. But if we paid the same price as the 49ers, we would be paying $97.05 for 5 pounds of flour. Working as a gold miner was not all fun and games. Miners would spend many days and nights in the blistering cold. Some would stay in the freezing rivers, hoping to see something glisten in the chilling water. Wildlife would cause troubles for miners as well. Disease would strike often, leaving those ill for a short while. But when the Native Americans caught the diseases that the whites carried, most would die. While people were mining, they didn't have a problem with the Chinese being in America. When the easy-to-find gold was long gone, people became upset with the Chinese, blaming them for the loss of gold. Chinese men would have a hairstyle called a queue. A queue is a long braid on the back of a Chinese man's head. When the whites became angry, the whites would take the queue and cut it. To the Chinese people, this was very disgraceful. While some Chinese went home after the gold was gone, some stayed and made a life for themselves. Chinese built up restaurants and started farming. As you can tell, the gold rush of 1849 shaped our country into what it is today, showing us the American dream of wanting something and going out and getting it. Because of the large booming population of the California territory, California became the 31st state of the United States in 1850.